Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be doing the pregnancy tag. I didn't even know this was a thing, and I can't even remember how I found it or saw it on YouTube, but I thought it was a really cool idea, and yeah, why not do it, right? So let's get started. First question, how and when did you find out you were pregnant? So I took an at-home pregnancy test, and it was Labor Day weekend. Today is December 16th. You will see this on Christmas, but it was Labor Day weekend, so September 4th, and I was 2 days late, which is really weird for me. Like, I am on the ball, and we knew it was possible. We were trying but not trying. It was just kind of like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I really didn't think it was gonna happen that soon, but I didn't want it to be planned or like stressed out or anything like that. And we talked about also like the possibility of being pregnant when we went on our honeymoon / like trip of a lifetime, because I've always wanted to go to Hawaii, and he was like, we should do it now before we have kids, because who knows when else we'll get to go. So yeah, I was at home, and I came home from my sister's house. I had been there for the weekend, and my husband had went to a festival, and we were both home on Monday, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a test just so it can tell me I'm not pregnant, and you know, maybe my period will come tomorrow or something. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way. Like, I knew there was like a possibility, but I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I just was like, I guess being a first time mom, I was just like, I don't know. I was just in disbelief. So I was at home, and we went to Shoppers Drug Mart, picked up a at-home like pregnancy test, peed in a cup, stuck the stick in the pee, and right away it said I was pregnant. It said it was 1 to 2 weeks, but obviously they go by your like last period, and my last period would have been like, it was like August 8th or something, so I would have already been like 4 weeks pregnant or something like that. So yeah, I found out with my husband, and then yeah, I told him, I was like, you need to come upstairs. And he came upstairs, and I'm like, it says I'm pregnant. So yeah, I didn't get that on film. I don't regret it. I think it would have been cool to like experience a reaction, but I did film a little bit afterwards, like me holding like the pee stick and stuff. So yeah, so that's how I found out. And if you go back and watch my November favorites, that's when I tell everybody in the YouTube world. So definitely go watch that if you want to see like some of stuff what we found out. So anyway, that was question 1. Question number 2, how did I feel? I was in shock. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, like there's no way. Like, how accurate are these things anyways? And like, you would think I'd be excited, and I am excited. Like I said, we do want to have kids, but I think like they told my husband that he'd probably never have kids, and I don't know. I was like, I just didn't think it would happen that fast, just because of that. And yeah, I was in shock. I wasn't angry, I wasn't upset, but I wasn't like I said, I just was in disbelief. I was like, you know what, I'll still call the doctor, tell her, but until my blood work comes back, then yeah. I think it wasn't until I had like my first ultrasound and I saw baby, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is real, this is inside me. But I think too, like, I've had such a good pregnancy so far. I wasn't really nauseous, or I mean, I didn't have any morning sickness or anything like that. So there wasn't really a way you could tell that I was pregnant. Like, there wasn't anything different about me. I mean, I would feel crummy at night, but I would never like be sick. I would just want to like lay down, and it was at the end of the night, and then I would just like sleep it off, and I'd go to bed and then feel great in the morning. So yeah, that's how I felt. How old was I? I was 12. Technically, they go off your last period. So August 8th was my last period, so I technically was 25, but like August 19th I turned 26, so you can go with whatever you want. But I am 26 right now. I'll have baby in May or April. Baby comes early. But I'm due on Mother's Day, and then I turn 27 that August. So right now I'm 26, and my husband is 27. Yeah, he's a year older than me. 27. How did you tell your partner? So question number 3, he was there. Like, I I wasn't gonna take a pregnancy test without him. Like, that just felt wrong. Like, I wanted us to be there and experience this moment together. Like, I just think it's one of those things where, like, especially your first time, maybe if this was like my 5th kid, it'd be different, but I wanted him to be there, and I wanted him to, like, I didn't want to experience this alone. Like, even if the test said that I wasn't pregnant, I still just didn't want to be by myself. So, I can't really, well, I still told him, but I guess, I was in the bathroom, he was downstairs, and then I was like, Richard, because like right away it happened. Like, it said I was pregnant right away. There was no like waiting and waiting. Like, it was like, nope, you're pregnant. So that's how I told him. I just told him to come up, and I showed him the pee stick. Did you wait 3 months to tell people why or why not? So I wanted to wait 3 months to tell anybody, because I was just like paranoid, and like, you know, they say like you can miscarry. The chance of you miscarrying in your first trimester is higher than obviously the other trimesters, and I don't even know if they consider that a miscarriage in any of the other like trimesters, but I wanted to wait. So what I did was, I have a huge family, so I knew the next family function would be Thanksgiving, and the one after that would be Christmas. Okay, Christmas is this, well, when you're watching it, it's Christmas, and I'll be 20 weeks. There was no way I could wait until 20 weeks to tell everybody. Like, I don't know, maybe I could have, but I had no idea how my pregnancy was gonna be, and I didn't want to be like running to the bathroom, throwing up or something, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way. So we did decide to tell our families Thanksgiving weekend. I did tell my parents a couple days before, because like, I know my older siblings always told my parents, like, I don't know how early they told them, but I knew they told them before all the siblings, and I wanted to kind of, keep that tradition. I didn't want my parents to find out at the same time as my siblings. I knew that would not be an okay in my mom's book. So we told them the Friday night, and then Saturday we had Thanksgiving with Richard's family, and we told them, and then we told my family the next day. And I think at this point, I was 8 weeks. Yeah, I was 8 weeks when I told them. So I was still farther along. It wasn't like I literally just found out and told them. So we waited like a month before we told anybody, because we found out September 4th, and they didn't find out until like October 9th. And then after that, after we told family, then that following week, I called up my friends if they didn't live close, or I waited till I was gonna see them in person. And then Halloween, or no, November 1st was when I had my 12-week ultrasound, and then I was like out of the clear. I was in my 2nd trimester, and that's when I told my coworkers, and I announced it on Facebook and all that stuff, and like let the whole world know, because I didn't want too many people to know in case. Oh, aunts and uncles did find out the week of the 9-week mark after I told my family, only because a little birdie, I won't mention their names, didn't know that she couldn't tell people. Like, she didn't know, like, don't. So she posted on Facebook, and she didn't know that, like, you know, maybe I should have asked this person or whatever. So she, yeah, announced on Facebook. Well, some of my aunts and uncles saw, so they were curious and was like, okay. And it didn't take much to figure out which sibling it was. So then so then my mom was like, well, I'll just deny it. I was like, don't bother. So I told them we have like a private like Facebook group thingy. So I just told them on there, and I just said, hey, like, we're not ready to share it with the rest of the world, so just please keep it to yourself, kind of thing. Because Kat was already in the bag once, I didn't want him to be out of the bag twice. So because of that, I said, you know, Richard, like, if your mom wants to tell your aunts and uncles and cousins, they can. So that's how we did it. Is this my first? Yes, this is my first child. I work with children for a living. We have a cat. This will be our first child we'll be bringing into the world together for both of us. It'll also be Richard's parents' first grandchild. Not for my parents. I'm the middle child, so I have 3 older siblings, and they all have kids already. Like, they're in their, my youngest, like, so I have 3 older siblings, and the youngest out of those 3, I just turned 40 in October. So yes, they all have they all have kids. So now that was a question. Do you want more? As of right now, yes, we want 2 kids. I grew up from a big family. He grew up with a family of 3. I feel like 2 is perfect, 3 is an odd number, and 4 is just, that's just crazy. Like, no, I'm good. Like 2 is just perfect for me, so, or in us. Your biggest craving. I wouldn't really say I had like cravings. I wanted bagels all the time, but I think just because I felt like, ugh, I just wanted bagels, and I don't know, I just wanted bagels all the time. So I guess it's kind of a craving, but I don't know if it's just like a coincidence or not, or if it was all in my head. Like, I don't know when it's like proper to get cravings, I don't know, but I did want bagels all the time. And then like in the month of September, all I wanted was like slushies and popsicles and things like that. I didn't really have an appetite, but it was still warm out for September, and I just wanted like something that would kind of fill me up, but like nothing heavy. And I just wanted like slushies all the time. What's the best part about being pregnant? I don't know. Like, one thing I did like, and I mean, every woman, everybody is beautiful in their own way, but it was nice that I got to go to Hawaii and not have to worry about like working out and making sure I was at the gym, because you know, like, I remember when we were planning this trip, I was like, I'm gonna have the best bikini body ever, I'm gonna look so good. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, meh, whatever, and I just rocked that 2-piece, and I was like, whatever, because I'm 17 weeks pregnant, so I really don't care. And I mean, that's really the attitude you should have anytime. Like, you don't really care, but you want to feel good. And at least for me, like, I was like, I want to work out, I want to feel good, I want to look good. But I was like, meh. Another thing too is you get to park in some stores will have like expectant mothers and mothers with young children parking spots next to like the wheelchair handicap spots. So you can park there. That's kind of cool. And yeah. I can't really say I get to eat whatever I want, because I still have to be careful with my like high blood sugar, but I don't know. And I just think too, like, I mean, if we're talking like sentimental things and not just like cool things, just the fact that you're like growing a human being. Like, I haven't felt baby kick yet, but I mean, I just went to my OB Thursday, it's Saturday today, and baby's heartbeat was good. I heard baby's heartbeat, you know. So I'm not worried, but and I know like when it's your first pregnancy, it can take a little while before you like feel it. And my mom's like, when you know, you'll know. She says it's kind of like feeling like butterflies in your stomach. So yeah, the fact that you're growing a human being is just crazy. Like, I just like, there's another human being inside of me right now. Like, it just like blows my mind. So yeah, that is my answer for question number 9. Question number 10, worst part of being pregnant. Probably the fact I can't sleep on my stomach anymore. Like, that's how I always slept, and I don't do that anymore because it's uncomfortable. But then I must do it in my sleep, because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, like I'm just like, I feel like uncomfortable, and I have to fix myself, and then I wake up again because it's the same thing. So just the fact that I can't probably sleep on my stomach. I can't have wine. I wasn't even like a big like drinker at all, but it's just like the fact that I'm like, I can't even have it. Not if I wanted it, you know, not if it's been a long day at work, I can't have it. So there's that. But other than that, like, I can't really say there's been a bad part about being pregnant. Like I said, I've had a really good pregnancy so far, so I can't really say morning sickness or anything like that. Like, I've felt great, so yeah. Number 11, will you find out the gender? What do you prefer? So we find out this Thursday, so when you see this on Christmas, I will already know what we're having. Hopefully, if baby's cooperative, she or he has been nothing but cooperative. So hopefully we'll be able to find out, and if so, then, well, either way, we'll tell you guys if we found out or not. But that video will be filmed, and that will be my first video for January. So it'll be a week after this one, so the next video, because we're telling everybody on Boxing Day, and just because everybody's coming down, like, it kind of works out perfectly that we get to find out the gender right before the holidays, so like everybody will be down. Like I said, I have a big family, and in that way it's like, did I miss somebody, did I not? I don't have to call everybody up. Nobody can get mad, not that anybody would, but like it's fair, everybody finds out at the same time. And yeah, we will find out. I would say I have a preference. I would like to have a girl first, and that way if we, like, because we can only think of one boy name, that's the only reason why I want one girl. And like, it'd be cool in a perfect world if we have one girl, one boy, but honestly, I don't care. It's 2 boys or 2 girls. Everything happens for a reason, so whatever's meant to be will be. So yeah. Do you have names picked out, and what are the meanings behind them? Yes, so if it's a girl, I haven't said this yet, but you know what, I don't care, I'll say it on here. So if it's a girl, we want to do Elizabeth. It's my middle name. It was a name that my birth mom had given me, so she had named me Ashley Elizabeth, and it's just kind of like a part of her being passed down to my child. Obviously, like, my birth mother obviously was like a sick person. She wasn't a healthy person. I don't mean like disgusting or anything like that, but she just wasn't healthy and didn't get the help she needed, and obviously that's one of the reasons why we got put into foster care. But I thought that would be a cool way of kind of like, you know what, that was something she gave me and I can give to my daughter. I love the name. I think it's beautiful. And it's actually also my adoptive great-grandmother's name, and my dad's sister's name is Elizabeth as well. So kind of works out in every way. And then I think what I would do when she's little is I'd call her Ellie for short, or Elle. Richard really likes the name Beth, so he said I'd call her Beth. I'm like, call her whatever. I'm not a huge fan of Eliza or Eliza. So I probably wouldn't do that, or Elizabeth. But I think it's such a beautiful name. And then her middle name would be Donna, after my mom. All of my older siblings have used grandparents, like their parents. So all my nephews and nieces have like their grandparents' names in their middle name. But nobody has used Donna yet. They've used Jean, but they haven't used Donna yet. And I just thought Elizabeth Donna works. I also, though, would switch up the spelling, so it would be D-A-W-N-A. And that's after my favorite sister. I have a lot of siblings, so I think I'm allowed to say that. But she's not necessarily my favorite sister, just like my favorite person in the whole entire world. I have looked up to my sister Dawn, like, since I came into care. Like, she's just somebody I admire, and I think she's like perfect. She's not, I know that we're all human, but I've always just looked up to her. So I kind of want to do that. And then if it's a boy, so my maiden name is Clarkson, which you see, I'm married now, but my maiden name is Clarkson, and so I wanted to, at first I was like, I thought of it as like a middle name. I wasn't too fond of it as a first name, and my coworker was like, well, why do you do Clark? And I told her, I said, well, no, I kind of like it as a middle name. I don't know if I do it as a first name, but then it kind of grew on me, and I just think it was so cool. And so that's what we would do if it was a boy. It's still different, but it's not like too out there. Same with Elizabeth, it's not different, but you don't hear a lot of Elizabeths, so that's cool. I work in a child care center, so names, there's always different names coming into our center, and so, you know, you're like, if there was like an Elizabeth who I didn't like or something like that, then I feel like it would ruin the name for me, but it has not. And not that we have an Elizabeth. But yeah, so it'd be Clark, and then I think we're gonna do David after his brother. I just think it flows nice. I really like giving my children names, like middle names that were after people. I just think there's so many people in your life. Surely somebody's got a name that would like flow and fit. I know some people aren't like that, but I wouldn't even know what to pick. Like, I feel like picking a first name is already hard enough, never mind like trying to figure out what a second name would be. I know some people are like Hazel Grace, or Sailor Grace, or I don't know, just like they already have like that name, like they're like, yeah, this I feel like would sound good together. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do if it's a boy or a girl. We have boy number 2, not sure, we can't agree on it, but that's what we're doing for a boy, for whatever it is, so that's what we're doing. What's your birth plan? Delivering in a hospital is idea. Just, there's a lot of experts there, a lot, you know, something will happen. the care is there, the service is there. Yeah, I know everybody has their opinions on, you know, all that stuff, but I would be doing it in hospital. I also have no problem getting an epidural. That's another controversy, I'm sure. But like, if I find it too painful, I have no problem. I want this pregnancy to be smooth and stress-free and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's the plan. Will I breastfeed? Yes, that's the plan as well. There's so many benefits to breastfeeding, and it's a lot cheaper. That's one of the benefits. So, and I just think it's a great bonding experience. I know eventually I'm gonna have to pump, just because if you are breastfeeding, you literally don't have a life. Like, you can't go anywhere without your baby because they need to eat. And so this way too, my husband will get that like bonding experience as well. So I do plan on pumping. For example, my sister's getting married in August, so baby will be like 3 months old, and I won't be able to be with my child all the time. So this way, if grandma and grandpa want to watch her, like Richard's parents, they'll be right across the road. They can watch her and feed her no problem, and it wouldn't be an issue. Do you plan on working or staying at home? I plan on going back to work. I am taking the year off. We could probably afford it, no problem, with me not going back to work, but we want our kids to have like the same opportunities we had when we were kids, and if we want that to happen, then I do need to keep working. Now I work in a child care center, so I can see my kid all the time. I do get that luxury. I don't think our child will be in daycare full time, just because he has parents, I have parents, I have siblings, things like that. I know there are going to be people in baby's life that are going to want to spend time with it, and so I think we'll only do like 3 days a week. We haven't really planned it out. It all depends. But yeah, I have a lot of like people in my life that I know would love to watch baby, and so if that's the case, by all means, I don't care. So, I mean, obviously, as long as baby's being well taken care of, I mean, obviously baby will be like a year old by then. But yeah, yes, I will be going back to work. Will you make your own baby food? Probably. I can't see why not. Like, if I'm already cooking for myself, how much work is it to like puree some food and throw it in a container and freeze it or whatever? I just think if I'm already gonna be home for a year, like I'll have time. It's not that hard, and really you don't even have to do it for that long. What, a couple months, and then before you know it, they can start like eating more solids and things like that. So I don't think so. I think I'll just make my own food. Is that the last question? Might be the last question. Yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like it was like very long, but I had a lot to say. I'll leave the questions down below. If you're gonna be a first-time mommy or a mommy in general, and you wanna do this, then definitely go do it and send me the link so I can watch it. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for hopefully my gender reveal. Hopefully I put that together and all that stuff, but if not, it'll be another Mommy Monday video. But yeah, I will see you guys, well, technically I'll see you guys on Wednesday because I post Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. But anywho, I'll see you guys later for my next video. Bye guys!